Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome back to Música Medicinal de Miel. This is part of the Drum Journey course where sound remembers us and unveiling the unknown voice of us all. In this episode, for part of the course, we're going to go into Bee-Tween Worlds. I thought this was perfect because my personal podcast, as you see on this channel, is called In Between. So I felt it in my spirit to go ahead and speak on this as best as I can. So let's sit down and have a chat. Hello, welcome to our next teaching. I'm glad you're here. This is where we honor the beings who have always known how to move between worlds. Like our bee relatives, who travel from flower to flower, carrying medicine, memory, and messages, but not just in the single world, but the crossing points, right? The in-between, the access to the worlds beyond. To walk between worlds meant, at least to our personal ancestors or our personal lineages, is to learn to read the signs of the earth, to turn our walk into prayer, every movement into something sacred. And walking was and still is the ceremony. Walking was how you listened to the land. And in my own life, I have trekked this walk between worlds too. This is why I found it perfect to speak on. Between the worlds split here too on earth, between dialysis, kidney failure treatments, and then the world of spirit. Okay. Between the world I've inherited, and then also the world that I'm choosing to become, the bees, my ancestors. They remind me that movement is medicine. Okay, now we're going to go into indigenous worldview, walking between worlds. To understand what it means to walk between worlds means let me bring you into the indigenous lens of my lineage. The desert nomadic tribes of northern Mexico, whose cosmology was shaped by wind, by rain, by stone, by fire, by movement. For them, like many of those across the world who are connected to the earth, the world was not divided strictly into spiritual and physical. It was a unification of seen and unseen. It was combined. It was together. It was merged. Day paths, night paths, intermingled. Human trails, animal tracks, intermingled. They believe that every being, every human, every animal, every plant, wind carried a thread that connected it to other realms. And the people who learned to follow these threads, which you are high chances being called to do, were the ones who survived and who stayed in good relations to the land. To walk is to receive instruction. So now we're going to go into the desert as a living being. The desert isn't empty, although vast and wide, and goes on. It's full of portals. My ancestors believed that the desert had multiple worlds stacked inside of it. This sacred place is known to me as Chikmosok. It is a place of 7 caves. Okay, this is the great womb with 7 stacked chambers located in a faraway region in the deserts of Mexico. This is where Cayumari, the blue deer, is known to have shown my ancestors the sacred peyote, which is the water in the desert. So we're going to go into that maybe in another facilitation. But this is an invite for you to do a personal diving into, to only see if it resonates with your walk, because if it doesn't, it doesn't, right? But for now, I will list the worlds. Okay? So we have the world of humans, we have the world of animals, the world of ancestors, the world of dreams, the world of spirits, the world of silence, and the world of earth. Now, this may vary depending on what you are being called directly to work with, okay? To walk between worlds meant you were someone who could read signs, listen to silence, follow intuition, trust the animals, and honor the land. you carry the messages, right? My lineage, they walked between worlds because the desert demanded it. Obviously, migratory movement was a part of survival for them. This is why you're here. Obviously, you are migrating into another sector of your life. And inside, like, you're inside the heart of this sub-series, which is Música Medicinal de Miel. Okay, this is the corazón between the worlds. All right, now here comes the teaching. Let's head into it. How to walk between worlds in your daily life. Now, this is something you can implement on the daily, Yes, when time comes to do something very sacred, that is so. But don't forget, you don't have to perform the sacredness. You can also just be it and embody it, okay? So we're going to go into number one. Number one, follow the small guides. The subtle shifts in your daily life, which might be the bees in your yard, for example, the birds in your morning walk, the wind shift, and the way that your body reacts when you enter a room. So walking between worlds means noticing those subtle shifts. Those are your small guides, those subtle movements, the tiny signals. If something catches your attention, follow it. Use discernment, of course, even if it's just for a moment. All right, number two, walk with your senses. Okay, move throughout your day with your senses, not your thoughts. What we think belongs only to the human world. It's very limited, okay? Senses belong to the in-between. So when you walk, meaning when you go out through your day, or whether you're walking, actually taking a morning walk, or walking through your garden, or what have you, even through your own apartment, through your own home, okay? Let's say you didn't even go outside. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Watch the shadows. Notice the temperature shifts per room or per outside. Smell the air. Whether you have an incense lit on your altar or you smell somebody burning trash outside, I don't know. Pay attention to the rhythm of your steps, most of all. Similar to how the bees find flowers. You know what I mean? This is how you enter the in-between. All right, number three. Let your body be the messenger. Just like the desert ancestors of my lineage trusted their bodies more than their minds. Because you can easily lose your mind out in the desert. That's a known thing, okay? Let's not forget that. They believe the body carried ancestral memory. Animal instinct. So in your daily life, if your chest just tightens, pause. Feel that. Listen to it. If your shoulders drop, stay. Feel that. Listen to it. If your stomach knots, listen. Stay. Listen to it. If your breath deepens, follow it. Listen to it. Or if you're like me and your dialysis arm hurts, just call the nurse over pronto. Heading into number 4, practice desert silence. Okay, this isn't cutting off your voice. This is intentional silence. This is the way through silence. It requires moments where you just stop talking. Now, if I can do this in this video and just be like this, and you understand every single word I'm doing, maybe, that would be a whole nother world we're tapping into. But in this physical world, in the human world, we kind of need to speak. But when you're tuning into other worlds, you kind of need to just no. Just simply be, okay? So try this. Sit outside for 3 minutes, and then each time you do so again, just progress by a minute. No phone, no music, no agenda. Just slow your breath, okay? And also slow your reaction when you're triggered by the elements or sounds around you. All right, now we're heading into number 5. Honor the world you're leaving, and then honor the one that you're entering. So every transition is a crossing. Announce the spirit of the place that you're leaving. This could be your home, your car, or whatever it may be. Just pause for a moment, okay? A lot of this has to do with this pausing action. You can say out loud, I thank the space for what it gave me, or, also stay mindful that you're not dragging old energy into a new land, into a new world. This is how you keep your spirit clean. This is spiritual hygiene in between worlds. So recognize the threshold. It's in the moment so again, going back into moment, you step outside. In the moment you begin to walk into nature, the moment you begin your creative work, the moment you begin to leave a conversation, or the moment you begin to leave homes, okay? Or to move homes. So when you recognize this threshold, you're basically saying, I know I'm crossing, I know I'm shifting, I know I'm entering a new world. Now, I want you to stay mindful to greet the world that you're entering, as per many of the worlds I've mentioned, or the ones that you are feeling called to work with, okay? It doesn't have to be verbal, but you can. It can be energetic. Touch the ground when you announce that. When you announce about the crossing, that you're shifting. Touch the ground to acknowledge the land. And look at the horizon as you do so. Now we're going to head into the closing of this teaching, which I'm really happy that you made it this far. Leave what belongs behind, okay? As you've seen in the Google document, that's what it says in big yellow letters. Leave what belongs behind, okay? Because walking between worlds means you don't carry everything with you. Each world has its own medicine, each its own lessons. And for example, through primal wisdom and shadow teachings, you don't take the desert fear into the mountains, okay? You don't take the mountain grief into the river. You don't take the river chaos into the village, okay? We have to have some sort of form of symbiosis here. As it said in a Google document, don't take yesterday's pain into today's walk. Don't take someone's energy into your own becoming. And also just remain light. That's also the purpose of a moment. A moment is very light. It's not heavy. It's not stagnant. And carry what only strengthens you. Very similar to how the bees carry pollen. It's medicine, but it's light enough to carry. Not the whole flower. You don't see them carrying the whole flower. Come on. So also, this is just something I want to leave off before we close out. When you leave a world, ask, what is this medicine that I'm taking with me? What here has strengthened me? What belongs to my becoming? Every world, okay? Every world has a lesson, a guardian, a spirit. And walking between worlds carries a lot of responsibility. Okay, a lot of awareness. Not pressure, but awareness. You have to also approach it with a pure heart. And walking between worlds is not just learn, okay, because it's not for the knowledge, it's not purely for the wisdom, but it's for the teaching and being able to be teachable in these different worlds. It's something that you remember, okay? It's entirely something you remember. The teaching has to come so natural for you when you make this embark between the worlds. And I'm excited to see where this goes for you. So until next time, I will catch y'all again, okay? Stay mindful, stay in the moment, and y'all take care. Bye.